Don Jon has been called edgy, truthful, and some people have said it really shows the inner workings of a stereotypical male mind. Well, I'm about as red-blooded as it gets, so okay, let's do this. Let's delve into the labyrinth that is my brain. I don't even need to look at it. I'm sure it's just full of thoughts of boobs, sports that cause head traumas, and Batman. That's gotta be someone else's fake brain scan. Okay, so the real scan would probably look something like this. Let's see, you've got movies, of course. Oh, Whedon, that makes sense. Oh, cookies and chicken wings. Oh, there it is, JGL. That's, of course, in the man crush center of the brain. My devout real schoolers will be familiar with my utter admiration for Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I've even gone so far as to say he is this generation's greatest character actor. This guy can seemingly do anything. Act, sing, dance, his own stunts. On top of that, the bastard got to kiss Zooey Deschanel. So he's got nothing left to prove, right? Unless, of course, he uses his own production company to release an independent film which he both wrote and directed. On top of that, a guy who has the gravitas enough to write a small, sexy little part for one Scarlett Johansson, and she accepted. And in my opinion, this unstoppable juggernaut was also in the greatest film of 2009 and 2010. So needless to say, while I was excited about his directorial debut, I was holding it at a pretty high standard. Although he's still young, he's already had a long career, and within that career he's played several characters. But all those characters were a little familiar. They were all versions of the clean-cut boy next door. Not anymore. Clearly JGL is trying to show that he can do it all, and he does have range, because his character in Don Jon, the aptly named Jon, ain't exactly the boy next door. He's basically one of these douchebags with too much hair product and a stupid accent. I mean, what a hoser, eh? I want to be clear, however, this Jersey Shore wannabe for most of the movie is very unlikable. And I'm sure that was one of the points of the film. Don Jon is a film filled with characters who are the extremes of both female and male behavior. The men are all pigs, the women are overbearing or manipulative, but it was kind of clever because it wasn't your typical romantic comedy. And there were clever parts that included romantic comedies. Jon was obsessed with porn. Barbara, his girlfriend, played by Scarlett Johansson, was obsessed with romantic comedies. It was really showing how both genders have unrealistic fantasies and expectations about the opposite sex. But while there was clearly subtext within the writing of the film, that's really where the subtlety ended. And maybe this proved what I thought was impossible. Maybe JGL can't do everything. I do have to give him credit though. As an actor, he did the one thing that he's never done before in one of his movies. He's made me dislike him. And Jon was a perfect example of the rest of the characters in the film. They were annoying, they were obnoxious and over the top. Except for one. The most interesting part of the story was when Jon's character meets Esther, played by Julianne Moore. Ironic that when he met the most interesting character, it coincided with not only Jon's arc as a character, but the most interesting part of this entire film. But that's the thing, it wasn't ironic. Moore gave a great layered and touching performance. It's really a shame that her character was only on the screen all too briefly. In the short period she was on screen, she was by far the best thing about the movie. And so, she's Don Jon's for the win. Otherwise, I was not a fan of both JGL's direction and even his writing. It was ham-fisted. You were beaten over the head with repeated images and loud characters. In fact, there was so much gratuitous porn clips in the original edit of the film, it was given an NC-17 rating. I'm personally surprised there wasn't a more subtle touch, but clearly that was a choice that Levitt made and what he was going for. But, unfortunately, that just meant that it wasn't the film that I expected, nor was it a film that I could respond to. I couldn't get behind most of the characters. I didn't understand why he felt it was a story that needed to be told. And while it was entertaining at parts, I can't recommend it. It's a burn it. And remember, that's coming from a JGL superfan, so my opinion, fairly subjective. Poll question, what is your favorite Joseph Gordon-Levitt film? And yes, the stuff when he was a kid counts. As always, leave your answers in the comment section below. But until next time, school's out.